Welcome back to the channel. We got top 10 David Attenborough moments, and this is my first time tuning in to David, so I'm excited for something new. With that being said, we're smoking on my dragons, divine, righteous, almighty, greats, overachieving, never slacking. Original link will be in the description. Here we go.
Naturalist, broadcaster, presenter, this man is a national treasure. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Sir David Attenborough moments.
When he came to allocate a scientific name to this bird, called it woohoo.
Wow. See, if y'all pay attention, y'all know I'm a nature lover and an animal lover, so this is right up my alley. This is amazing. Hold on, I gotta run this back.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Sir David Attenborough moments.
When he came to allocate a scientific name to this bird, called it woohoo.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For more than half a century, David Attenborough has brought the wonders of nature into our front rooms. For this list, we'll be focusing on his most memorable moments from documentaries, interviews, and other public appearances.
I mean, I've been humiliated enough in Amazon forest and losing myself. I mean, and you really do feel it.
Number 10, The Capercaillie, The Life of Birds. This documentary series studied the evolution of birds, plus their shared and singular habits, casting new light on hundreds of species. During the course of its filming, Sir David covered over 250,000 miles, visiting more than 40 countries, yet arguably its best and most memorable moments came close to home, in the Highlands of Scotland.
And the best, in the end, is claimed by the most powerful male, who will defend it against any intruder.
As Attenborough enters the territory of the world's largest species of grouse, the capercaillie, he comes face to face with a bird that mistakes him for a love rival. Run, David, run!
This being the breeding season, they can display into almost anything.
Can't say I wouldn't be a little terrified there. The other day when I was on my nature hike, I seen a woodpecker, and it flew. I thought that was pretty interesting, because I usually don't see those anywhere. But in this situation right here, yeah, that'd be a little scary. Could you imagine just walking through the woods and then this bird, this capercaillie, popping up on you like that, and just that'd be a little terrifying.
Including me.
And he fell.
No doubt.
Number 9, The Wolf Call, The Life of Mammals. In his memoir, Adventures of a Young Naturalist, Attenborough tells the story of how he once wrestled a red-maned wolf in Argentina. Perhaps that is how he got to know the animal so intimately, for in the following clip he shows off an impressive ability to copy their call.
I'll give it to him. He sounds just like a wolf. Just like a wolf. Like if I heard him do that and I didn't know that was him, I would 1,000,000% think that was some type of wolf or werewolf. Especially if it was a full moon.
As the presenter explains how wolves are able to communicate across long distances, his impersonation is so convincing that he appears to draw responses from an entire valley full of the animals. It's eerie and incredible at the same time. Number 8, Meeting Barack Obama. David Attenborough meets President Obama. On the occasion of Attenborough's 89th birthday, he was invited to the White House by the then President of the United States.
Sir David Attenborough, thank you so much for being here. As I was telling you in our walk over, I have been a huge admirer of your work for a very long time.
Obama wanted advice about the most critical issues threatening the Earth in the 21st century, and after half a century as a leading naturalist, no one is better placed to give it than Attenborough.
And the rising in temperature, global temperature, is a very, very serious worry indeed.
Of course, He has long been a spokesman on issues such as climate change and conservation, giving this sobering warning in his 2000 documentary series, State of the Planet.
But it's now increasingly apparent that one species, our own, has developed the unique ability of so altering its surroundings that it can destroy whole species, indeed whole environments.
Number 7, Lonesome George.
So he's actually he's really a staple. He really speaks for the environment and for the animals, and that is the type of people that I feel like we need more of. Especially when I do go through nature or do go through certain trails in America and I see like it polluted. Obviously I can't clean up everywhere. Obviously I have places to get to. Obviously I'm travel, and you see things, and people like him are really the people that I admire in this world, because they speak up and they make a change. They really do.
Galapagos 3D. The Pinta Island tortoise, Lonesome George, was once the last known member of his species and the rarest creature in the world.
This is the rarest living animal in all the world.
When Attenborough visited the Galapagos National Park in 2013, he was granted just 30 minutes alone with Lonesome George. He was asleep for most of it, but awake for a few crucial moments.
So now George lives in his own enclosure, completely safe, but entirely by himself.
Sadly, George died a fortnight after this clip was filmed, but has since become an important symbol for conservation efforts in the Galapagos Islands and beyond. And George and David briefly became one of television's greatest double acts.
But at least he can be a living inspiration for us all to protect the remainder of the reptiles and amphibians of the world.
Number 6, Birdsong Bloopers. Attenborough's Paradise Birds. Attenborough achieved a childhood ambition when he travelled to New Guinea to film Birds of Paradise for Attenborough in Paradise in 1996, and he has continued his association with some of the world's rarest bird life ever since, including...
That is incredible, isn't it? I mean, that bird right there is blowing me away right now. When I was a kid in middle school, a lot of times I used to go to the library after school and I would study animals a lot. That's how I know so much about dogs. And even today, I run a dog handling business, a dog sitting business. And I used to study. It used to just intrigue me so much to just learn about different animals, whether it was a ferret, whether it was a hamster, whether it was a bearded dragon, a parakeet, a chinchilla. I just used to love to just study. And if I was interested in a specific breed, I would go to the library, and she's deceased now, but she grew up with a lot of my friends. When we were kids, she would be in the kids room section of the library, and I would go up to her. Where can I find books on Rottweilers? Where can I find books on German Shepherds? Where can I find books on Maltese or Beagles or it just one of my favorite dogs is a chocolate lab. But just seeing this, it's like it brings me back to those moments, right, where I would just study animals, and I think that's incredible.
Of Paradise for Attenborough in Paradise in 1996. And he has continued his association with some of the world's rarest bird life ever since, including narrating these images of the creature's courting ritual.
That is crazy though, like, what?
His association with some of the world's rarest bird life ever since, including narrating these images of the creature's courting rituals, which are regarded as some of the greatest wildlife footage ever captured. But not everything always goes according to plan.
This surely is one.
As a consummate professional, Attenborough usually records his scripts in a small number of takes, yet here one bird was determined to upstage him.
By about the 18th century. And so when... Very well.
Number 5, the Adele voiceover, The Greg James Show.
Look as the world's most famous pop star zooms down a dirt track in an old Mini.
During his distinguished career, Sir David has provided plenty of hilarious voiceovers on subjects ranging from nightclubs to Olympic curling. But perhaps his most famous alternative voice work came in 2015 when Radio 1 DJ Greg James challenged him to narrate the opening to Adele's music video for her song Hello.
Her surroundings are unfamiliar and unwelcoming, but this is no match for such a cool customer, so she decides to tidy up a bit.
Interior bar. Friends enjoying Campari Spring.
Yeah, he definitely has the perfect voice for a voiceover.
Dusty is
Song Hello.
Her surroundings are unfamiliar and unwelcoming, but this is no match for such a cool customer, so she decides to tidy up a bit. Oh, dusty, isn't it?
With a script in the style of one of his famous documentaries, this performance underlines not just Attenborough's versatility, but also his sublime sense of humour.
The lesser-spotted Adele is about to be everywhere again.
Hello,
Hello.
it's me.
Number 4, The Orangutan, Zoo Quest. Heading back to Attenborough's first major TV appearance, here he partners with staff from London Zoo to collect specimens for their expanding collection, an accepted practice back then.
And soon, every time I passed his cage, he stretched out his hand to attract my attention in the hope that he'd get some more food.
And this now famous clip shows Attenborough's natural affinity with the animals as he wins the trust.
So he's been doing this for a while. Like, he's been around. I mean, he's probably met all the great names that I've heard of, that we've heard of in the animal world. I'm sure he probably has came across Steve Irwin before, and just so many others. That's awesome.
Trust of the orangutan, Charlie, and eventually coaxes him out of his cage and onto deck.
And then, for the first time, 4 days after we'd had him, we encouraged him to come right outside his cage.
Once rehomed in England, Charlie actually fathered the first orangutan to be born at London Zoo, establishing its breeding colony.
Within a few days, he was so tame that he allowed me to put ointment on the bad graze which he had on his wrist.
Number 3, The Blue Whale, The Life of Mammals. Meeting a blue whale was another of Attenborough's.
See, Planet of the Apes I know that scarred a lot of people, you know, after they dropped those Planet of the Apes movies and you see those scenes where they just take over. I know that put a lot of fear in a lot of people, but they seem like very, very magnetic type of animals. Like once you actually get a bond with them, they just seem like they have a magnetic energy that a human could really fall in love with.
Tame that he allowed me to put ointment on the bad graze which he had on his wrist.
Number 3, The Blue Whale, The Life of Mammals. Meeting a blue whale was another of Attenborough's boyhood dreams, and another he fulfilled when he helped to capture this stunning footage of the mighty marine mammal.
Whales are they're jaw-dropping. I mean, magnificent creatures. I bet you I could tell, you could just tell, like, they gotta come from another planet. There gotta be portals in that water where dolphins and whales and all these different creatures are just going in and out of. And low-key, they're just genius. Not even low-key. Like, they're really geniuses.
And it's coming up! It's coming up! Yeah!
Attenborough's obvious excitement threatens to spill over as the creature surfaces mere meters from his boat, yet he retains his professionalism just enough to faultlessly deliver a perfect piece to camera.
Only in the sea can you get such huge size as that magnificent creature.
A clear fan favourite moment from the presenter's long and distinguished back catalogue, few scenes so magnificently sum up the magic of the natural world.
And as it tilts its 100-ton body downwards, so it can plunge to the black world 500 feet or more below the surface.
Number 2, The Baby Rhino, Africa. This documentary, obviously set exclusively in Africa, features one of the most moving moments of Attenborough's entire career as he befriends a blind baby rhino called Nicky.
He starts to squeak, and we're able to have a little chat.
In an interview for Radio 5 Live, Sir David admitted to sometimes crying over the suffering of the animals that he encounters, but he maintains that it's inappropriate for presenters to intervene or even show their emotion. Those principles were surely pushed to their limits here. Nicky never did get his eye operation, but still thrived in the care of a Kenyan wildlife team. Number 1. Mountain Gorillas. Life on Earth. This clip has been regularly voted not just as a standout David Attenborough moment, but as one of the top TV moments in general of all time.
There is more meaning and mutual understanding in exchanging a glance with a gorilla than any other animal I know.
Filmed in Rwanda, it begins with a scripted section about the largest members of the ape family. But after feeling the hand of a female gorilla on his head, Attenborough's encounter with the group gets a little closer than he'd anticipated.
Sometimes they even allow others to join in.
And the reason why the presenter is smiling and grimacing throughout? Because out of shot, 2 playful baby gorillas are carefully removing his shoes. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and subscribe for more great content.
That was a very heartwarming video. It's always a joy to see somebody so passionate about something, but at the same time, that could be very intimidating to the viewers when they see someone get so close to the wildlife, because you never know what's going to happen, and a lot of us have been so separated from wildlife, and through movies also kind of indoctrinated to kind of fear the wildlife a bit. We don't know what's gonna happen, and you tend to hear stories about someone getting their face tore up by a monkey or something. But it's like, even when you look at those accidents with animals, it still doesn't compare to how much humans hurt each other on a daily. Humans are actually the most dangerous mammals around, and that's just a fact. But I'm surprised that I've never heard of David Attenborough, but maybe I have and just don't remember. As a kid, you watch so much TV shows and documentaries. I probably seen a episode of his on PBS Kids and just and just don't realize it, But an amazing human being, and that was really a pleasure. I truly mean that. Like, seeing him just interact, and from meeting the president to doing voiceovers, he has a wonderful personality. And for to my knowledge, this being my first time watching his videos, I'm impressed. But with that being said, that was my first time watching David Attenborough, and those were some wholesome moments, every single one. Original link in the description, and I will see you all soon. Much love. Y'all stay safe out there.